Today we're going to be talking about what life as a private is like in the U.S. Army, but without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, what is up guys? Ben Allen back with another video, and we're skipping the regular intro and we're getting straight into the topics. Just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram to get your questions answered at Ben_Allen175. Alright guys, but like I just said, we're going to be talking about what life in the Army is like as a private. So a private, is the lowest rank there is in the Army. You have E1, E2, E3. So, you got your private, you got your PV2, you got your PFC, and guys, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Being a private, depending on your unit, can really suck. You're going to be stuck doing a lot of the details the specialists or some of the NCOs don't want to do. You can expect to have a mop in your hand, a bucket in the other, and you're going to be sweeping the motor pool in the desert. It's crazy. It's fun. You look back on it, you think, wow, we were really out here. We were doing this shit. But that's just a little jokes, guys. That can happen, though. You will be doing some details that involve you to sweep and clean and things of that nature, right? Because the NCOs really aren't going to do it. You'll have some that'll be down there helping you, with getting it along and actually cleaning, but others are like, no, I did my time. I did that as a private. I earned the rank of NCOs, so I'm just going to be chilling. But for the most part, guys, cleaning does need to happen, and the NCOs usually have like admin stuff they need to take care of or just other things they have. So who are they going to have to do it? The privates. And being a private isn't just all about cleaning and sweeping, right? That's just some of it. There's other times where you could be working in the training room. You could be the one that gets the coffee or something. Think of it being a private as like an intern at a business or a company. You're the lowest man on the totem pole. You're the dude they're gonna be sending to do all this other stuff. Now, just some of the things you can do as a private in order to stand out a little more and just kind of like make a name for yourself in the unit is volunteer for everything, guys. Volunteering really sets you apart from the others. Just in terms of like if your NCO comes up, hey, I need like 2 for a detail, I need 1 for a detail, I'll be the first one to volunteer, because eventually, and this isn't everywhere, right? This is a case-by-case basis, but I know at our unit, when we were privates, me and my buddy and another buddy of mine, we were brand new privates. We were just volunteering for everything because we're like, well, it's got to get done, might as well do it. So we'd volunteer for everything. It got to the point where they were like, no, you and you stop raising your hands, stop volunteering, you guys always do it, I need some of these other dudes to step up. Primarily he was talking to the specialists. They were like, no, these shitbag specialists need to like step up, they start leading, blah blah blah, so you guys aren't doing it. And that's just some of the case, right? We weren't doing it to suck up, we were just doing it to get the job done so we could go back to our tent and chill. You know what I mean? We wanted results, we wanted to get the thing done, that way we wouldn't have to worry about it. Now don't go into your unit being that private that's just kissing ass. It's just like, oh, you're the best sergeant, like, oh my god, you're so cool, you went to Kuwait, like, oh my god, like, nobody likes that private, bro. If you have to kiss ass to get somewhere, granted, it could work. There's NCOs that eat that shit up, right? They like being sucked up to, but just don't do that, because you'd rather have a good reputation of being a good soldier, volunteering, and just being, getting down and dirty with all of the homies, being a dude that's earning, the next level, as opposed to somebody that's brand new, really doesn't volunteer for anything, but just sucking up, and, that leads to favoritism, possibly. Some NCOs hate that too. They don't like people sucking up, and they're just like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Don't do that. But those are just some of the things to be aware of as a private, guys. Just volunteer for everything. It'll eventually happen, because we had one soldier, when me and my homies were like specialists getting ready to make NCOs, we had this new private that was like super like volunteering for everything. He was like, oh, I'll do it. And we were like, bro, chill, like, you volunteer for everything, you know what, sit this one out. I want you to take the other privates and just go have them do it, make sure they know what to do, because I don't see them volunteering at all. So we're not leaving work until it all gets done, so might as well get all hands on, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? But it shows. If you volunteer, chances are people are going to see that, they're going to recognize it and be like, oh, he's a hard worker, let's give him a break. Could be the opposite. Could be, oh, he's a hard worker, let's have him do every single thing that pops up because we know he'll get it done. So you don't want to fall into that trap either. That definitely does happen. But some things that happen as a private, guys, I remember when we got there, we were told to get exhaust samples or find the keys to the Humvee, things that you know, are commonly used to trick new privates, because, you know, exhaust samples, right, it's not really a thing. It's just a wild goose chase. Go find the grid squares, go get the Chemlight batteries. There are Chemlights that have batteries, actually, so that was funny. But they were like, oh, go ask Sergeant so-and-so for the Pricky 7 or the Pricky 6. You know, they make it seem like it's a device or something, but it's a Prick E7 or a Prick E6. So watch out for that, guys. And this really, to me, this isn't hazing. To me, this is just like, you know, rite of passage. All the new peoples go through. It really doesn't affect you in a negative way. But if you are a private, right, and you feel like somebody's going out of their way to just be a dick to you because you're brand new, they're like, oh, you fucking suck, bro. Like, what have you done? You've been in the army a day. Like you ain't shit compared to me. Like, okay, now that's on the other spectrum of, you know, like, hey, go get the exhaust samples, right? And if that does come up and you feel like is threatening your work environment, you feel like it's not conducive to the overall morale, things like that, you feel targeted, there are avenues that you can take, you know, to bring that up and, you know, have that person dealt with. So definitely there's EO, there's Sharp, depending on what type of, you know, comments they're making. So just know that you do have options should you feel like ostracized or scrutinized, whatever it may be, in your new unit environment. So just know that just because you are a private doesn't mean you have to take everybody's shit, right? There's an extent to that. You're still a human being, you're still a soldier. You know, you deserve the respect that, you know, other soldiers give to each other, as opposed to just being hazed and hazed and hazed viciously. I say viciously because, like, there's others, like the exhaust sample stuff, right? Like that's just fun and games. But you know, just singling you out because you're new, or, you know, if it's race, religion, gender, whatever it may be, sexuality, you know, then that might be an issue. So you could bring that up. That's just for you guys to know, for your own safety. And yeah, guys, just as a private, you know, you show up to your duty station, you're gonna be a little nervous. So my advice to you is just to fit in, try and fit in, you know, make friends fast, you know, ask some people that have been in there a little bit longer, like, hey, what's this unit like? What can I expect? Like, how do you like it here? Like, is there anything you can show me? Like, hey, like, what are some of the cool surrounding areas? Like, I remember we made friends with some of our senior specialists pretty fast. You know, they showed us around. I was in a medic platoon, and they were like, yeah, hey, we're going out for platoon dinner. Do you guys want to come? We're like, yeah, sure, bro, let's do it. And so we got brought into the fold pretty fast. So I highly recommend you branching out, you know, seeing whatever city you may be stationed in. If you're at like Fort Bliss in Texas, go check out El Paso, man. Good stuff there. I was there. I enjoyed it. You know, if you're at Fort Benning, go check out the area. If you're at Bragg, check out the area. Make friends as well, you know. You don't want to be the dude that's stuck in the barracks all the time. If that's you, cool, hey, whatever. Especially as a private, you're going to probably hate your first duty station in the first couple months. That's how I was with Fort Bliss, but it grew on me because I started exploring. I started making friends with the scouts, the infantry. I was their medic. You know, they would take me out. It'd be fun times. You know, we were meeting people, having fun, going out drinking, obviously when we were of age. And that's another thing. Also, if you're private, you know, you're fresh out of high school. I know that's not the case for everybody, right? But if you're underage, just try not to drink, just because if you do get caught, it could be very bad for your career, and you definitely don't want that to happen. But obviously, we know it's the military. Things happen, right? You know, things get a little wild. So if you do it, be safe. Don't drive. Don't do any of that stuff. But under no circumstance should you be drinking underage, right? And I say that because, you know, I just want you guys to be safe. But we know that's not always the case. So I'm going to be real. It's not always the case. But moving on, right? So those are just some of the things, right? Just expect to, you know, be doing cleaning details. Be expected, you know, to go find exhaust samples. Like, you're going to be the FNG for a while, right? Until you get new people. And FNG is just the fucking new guy. That's what they called us when we got there. It was like 3 of us that got there at the same time. They referred to us as that. But after like a month or two, like, it was just pretty normal. Like, we weren't really the new guys anymore. We were just part of the platoon. We were good friends with everybody else in the platoon. It was a good time. Like, I genuinely enjoyed my platoon for the most part. But being a private's super easy, guys. You show up wherever they tell you to be, in the right time, right place, right uniform. It's potatoes. Like, you're good to go. You really can't mess it up. Don't go out of your way to be that like shitty soldier. Just, again, volunteer. It'll help you out in the long run. It's probably one of the best things you can do. Just because, you know, you're gonna be a private. You know, might as well just get it done. Do it, and then just go back to your room, wherever it is, relax. You know, you got the job done, so you're okay for the day. But those are just some tips, guys, some tricks of what you can kind of expect as a private. For other stuff, like in terms of like, you know, getting your benefits where you're in, if you want to do tuition assistance, I highly recommend checking out the Ed Center as well. Ask a lot of questions, guys. If you don't know something and you're afraid to ask just because they outrank you or they've been in longer than you, do not. Always ask questions. Get as much information as you can. It's probably my number one tip for being a private. Ask questions. If you don't know, ask something, because you don't want to do something and they'll be like, oh, well, did you ask anybody? Did you ask anybody for help? And you're like, no. So, okay, well, that's your own fault. Ask. Don't be afraid to ask, guys. I promise you, asking, and if you genuinely don't know something, it'll help you out a lot. They'll teach you. Somebody will take the time to actually sit down and help you out. But with all that said, guys, thank you all so much for tuning into this video. I greatly appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want any more, you know, like tips, tricks, hacks, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section down below. What other videos do you want to see here on the Ben Allen channel? I appreciate you. I know you guys appreciate the content as well, so I want to give back. I want to make you guys the best military-related content here on YouTube, but I need your all's help. If you have any questions whatsoever, follow me on Instagram and send me a message at Ben_Allen175. Best possible place to reach me. With that being said, I'll put some videos here on the screen for you to check out, and yeah, thanks a lot. I'll see you on the next one. Later.